Hey guys, this is Volska. I'm going to bring you my first tutorial on how to do gloss on text in Photoshop CS5. Now, what I see a lot of people doing with text and gloss in Photoshop and whatnot is they'll add a very simple gloss and they won't take the time out to fix it up and make it look nice or anything. So what we're going to do is just start off with any sort of font. Go with this and type something out. I'm going to put in full scale. Now another thing, if you're new to Photoshop, you'll also notice that your text will come out choppy around the edges. An easy way to fix that is just double click on this T right here and it'll bring up the overall options up here, and just from the A click down on this, and I use the first one, sharp, but there's also crisp, strong, and smooth. I mean, they all do different things a little bit, not very noticeable, but yeah, I just use sharp, keep it simple. Now what people do is they'll go like this, they'll just make a line over it like this, and either they'll just put a white box and then select the text and select inverse delete, and what you're just making a straight line across your text. And if you want to do this, you can. One thing I recommend though is, because if you look very closely here, you'll actually see that you're not getting to the very edge of your text. So what I do to fix this, or at least make it look a little bit nicer, is just add a slight blur to the gloss layer, and you can see that it kind of like fixes up the edge so it doesn't look as sharp there. And then I'll set it to overlay for like a vivid look, or soft light for a more dull condensing look, I guess. For now we'll stick with overlay though. You can use whichever one you want though. Those are just the two that I choose. Now some people will leave it like this and say, oh yeah, it looks great, but some great effects that I found that a lot of people enjoy are like if you blur the edges a little bit like this so it doesn't come straight off the side, and it kind of gives it that like gradient type feel on the left and right edges. And also if you kind of just like go like this along the top, you can see it kind of like makes it go back to the original color that it was before the gloss, so it's more realistic, I suppose. Some people want to mess around with the opacity a little bit. You can see, I mean, the lower you make the opacity, however you want to say that word, that'll make it go up and down. You know, it'll have more effect the higher it is. So full effect, and then, you know, 0 is obviously no effect at all. Overlay and soft light will only work for colored fonts, basically. Like if you have, for instance, if I put this as white, you know, you're not going to be able to see anything. But even if you put a gloss on white, you still won't see anything. If you give it a tight gray a little bit, you can see that it sort of shows up, but if you choose black, as your thing and then go to overlay, you don't see anything. Neither if you put it as soft light. See, I changed it to soft light. So what you do for those is you set it to normal, and you'll see it comes up, and just change the opacity to about 20%, and that'll make it able to see that type of gloss still on that layer. Now if you want to get more in depth with this, you can zoom in, and how I've done the edges, you can do that on each individual edge of each letter, and that'll make it look a bit nicer too as well. So if you just like flare these out a little bit here, and there you go, and that'll make each individual letter look a little bit nicer, I suppose, if that's how you want it. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and if you have questions you can leave in the comments, and thank you.